Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Saltcity podcast. Good evening, Nick.
What's going on?
Jim Petty.
Howdy.
Kyler on the phone. Kyler, are you there?
Good, man. Can you hear me?
We got you. Hey, thanks for tuning in with us. I know you're out there in Dodge City delivering some tickets, you said, huh?
Yeah. So we got our customer driver, I guess a customer driver fan appreciation night on the 27th of July. We need to get you and Jake some tickets as well, because the driver that brings in the most tickets with their name on the back of them wins some pretty cool prizes. I bought some Traeger grills to give out to drivers, some impacts, some jacks, toolboxes, all sorts of cool stuff. So I ordered 6,000 free tickets, and I hope to get 6,000 of them back to pack the park. It'd be awesome.
Man, those are some prizes.
No, they're going to be good prizes too. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, we're going to, everybody, our goal is for every driver to come to Dodge City Raceway Park that night and walk away with some kind of a goodie bag, whether it's a tire tape or a pair of gloves from O'Reilly's. We're really pounding the pavement trying to find the right prizes for everybody.
Awesome.
All right. Well, that sounds good. So we'll get more updates coming through on Dodge City. Jim Petty's joining us again with some. I hope we got some more good stats, Jim. I used a few of your stats today.
Well, good. Well, one thing I found interesting: the longest tenured NASCAR team is the Wood Brothers.
Yep.
1956, NASCAR actually sanctioned a race at the fairgrounds here, and second place was Glenn Wood.
Wood
Brothers.
Wow.
Car.
What year was that?
1956.
Oh, it was 56. And Glenwood drove on the Kansas State Fairgrounds and got second.
Yes.
More history. Love it.
Pretty incredible.
What kind of cars were they, Jim?
Late model convertibles.
Awesome.
Convertibles at that.
Yes. And there were some that some convertible races, they didn't have enough cars to make show. So Bill France would go around to guys that had late model car and say, if you cut the roof off that thing, we'll pay you another $1,000. That's how he filled his field sometimes.
That's how I did it. Very cool.
First Daytona 500 was ran with convertibles.
Yes, it was.
Yep. So anyway, Bob Gertz, good evening. Thanks for joining in. Jeremy Kane, thanks for Jamie. Craig Kenosha. Hey, thanks, Craig, for chiming in there too, buddy. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. I should say a lot. We got some interesting stuff to talk about. Nick and I went over and met with the fair board today, and everybody take a deep breath when you hear this. They asked for dates for next year. I don't know how big of a round of applause we need or what we need to have there so far, but that is a home run. Yep. They asked for dates for next year for 2025. Now, I don't have a contract, of course, but if they're asking for dates, what's that tell you? It tells you they're excited, they're pumped, they're ready to go for that part. So, Kyler, Nick, and I, we already talked. We're going to get working on it very quickly because we don't want to have to let them give us dates this year for 2025. A lot of things to still work out and all that kind of stuff too. But when they're asking for dates, that tells you they're excited, they're ready to go. So I could have been more pumped coming out of that meeting.
Yeah,
from that part. So to ask for dates this early, and I think the other thing is just so we don't get the calendar booked up and we don't lose the dates we'd like to have or whatever. So going to be a little touch and go here a little bit to get some dates. But Nick, Kyler, we got to get on it.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
From that part. So very exciting from that part there. From that side, I really think the whole fair board was pumped about what we were doing. I asked them point blank how they thought about it, and I got very positive stuff. A lot of nod heads, yes, and stuff too. So that was good. They did ask. One of the gentlemen asked any negativity, and I couldn't come up with anything, so I had to come up with something. And I said the only thing I can come up with is that little bit of negativity out on Facebook, and we're always going to get that because everybody wants to chime in and give their comments, which I appreciate everybody's comments. We want to comment, do whatever. But remember, we've got to keep this thing on the positive roll to keep this racetrack in Hutchinson, keep it moving on the positive side. The negative is not going to get us anywhere. It doesn't solve nothing, doesn't get us anywhere, anything else in that part. But that's all I could come up with. I told them everything. I think the racers are excited.
Yeah, I think they are too.
Kyler, don't you?
Yeah. No, I think we're totally stoked. And I talked to a bunch of sprint car guys. Of course, we're getting ready to start our speed week tomorrow night in Waukegan, but talking to a bunch of these guys, and I think we're going to see a better turnout in the sprint car field. Just excited to be part of that Silver Crown show too. I think we're going to have a great turnout, both in all classes, really.
Okay, been talking quite a bit with Tommy Estes, and I'd love to have him on here tonight, but he's tied up doing another race with the midgets, and I don't remember where he's at.
Tonight they are in Beloit, Kansas.
Beloit, doing the midgets. So Sunday, the USAC trailer will be rolling here into Wichita.
Yep.
So we're getting excited about that. So talking to Tommy, he's already got 28 confirmed Silver Crown cars coming. So I'm shooting for 32, 34. What do you guys think?
I think it's totally possible. So,
Kyler, you think we can get 34?
You know, I'm thinking around. There might be a couple stragglers that we don't know about. You know, like Kip Hughes. I don't know if he's counting Kip Hughes or not, and Jennings, but because they're not a regular. But I don't think we're going to have any trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, so now here comes the real test, because this is what Tommy kind of asked me, because they normally start 24 cars, and we were saying, what if we get 26 or whatever? He said, it's your call, Phil. He said, what do you want to do? He said, we want to start 26 or whatever. If we get 30-some cars, how many are we going to start?
Oh, boy.
How many are we going to start? That big half mile can handle it, but how many are we going to start? We got to talk about that a little bit, get more deep in what we're doing there, guys. But it could be fun. It could get more exciting than that. I guess, like Tommy told me, it's just going to cost me some more money to put more cars out there.
We've come this far, so we might as well just keep going a little bit farther. But yeah, I can't wait to see, even at 24 cars, even if we just start 24 cars, I can't wait to see that start and see all 24 of those cars run down the front straightaway. It's just going to be awesome.
Jim, what do you think? 24 cars down that front straightaway. When's the last time you've seen 24 go down that front straightaway? How about 30? When's the last time you've seen 30 cars rolling down that front straightaway?
In a long time.
Yeah. So if we got 28 confirmed, I'm thinking you're right too, Kyler. I bet he hasn't counted Kip Hughes and a few of the others. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think, man, I tell you what, we started 24 late models at Dodge, and that was awesome. I can't imagine 28 to 30 Silver Crown cars at Hutch. That would just be awesome.
Okay, Kip Hughes chiming in. Start them all, because I may be the slowest one there. Kip, I don't think so, but I think you've got a pretty good game on yourself. So excited for you coming to race with us from that part. So just Kip, let's go, buddy. We're pumped. We're all excited. I can't believe we're 10 days away.
Yeah, crazy.
Now I want to know, Kyler, are you ready?
I am mentally prepping the last couple days, because, like I said, we're getting ready to go into Speed Week, and then we get done with Speed Week on Sunday night. We race Sunday at La Crosse to end it, and then Tommy's gonna probably beat me there, and then I'll be there the next day, and we will hammer down. Man, it's gonna be a lot of work, but the temperatures, summer's finally here. I don't know what it's like in Wichita right now, but it's 101 in Dodge City right now, and summer finally hit.
But you're probably sitting in the air conditioning, not doing much either.
The moment I am, Quinn's running tickets back and forth, so the phone call couldn't come at a better time.
Now, Mr. Petty, are you ready? That's the next question. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
All right.
When I saw that race on the schedule to begin with, I was ready then.
Yeah. That's going to be good. We'll have to have a little powwow on Friday to really make that determination, so we can let the Silver Crown guys know where they're at, how they're going to have to qualify, and everything else too. But we'll see how many. Of course, I hope they all show up Friday to practice. I'm sure they will, because everybody's going to want to get dialed in and go from that part. So anyway, exciting for that part. It's anyway. I can't stress enough, everybody. All of us in this whole group of everybody has worked so hard to get this racetrack, keep it alive and everything. And when that fair board today said, you better get some dates on this calendar, it couldn't have been a more relief, I guess. I don't know if I call it relief. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, relief. Yeah.
Relief.
Really. Yeah.
So, still, like I say, a lot of things to work out and stuff like that too, but that's probably the most exciting thing. Next thing on is the, what do you want to call this again, Kyle? I think you brought it up, where we're going to put the trailers. What do you call that again?
Vendor Row.
Vendor Row. We're going to put it over on the east side, off of Plum, on the east side of Plum. Walked over to the Rusty Needle, talked to them. They're excited to have a couple trailers on there. Went over to Doc Sweet's office. He's a dentist there that I've known for a long, long time in Hutch. He's pumped and excited for that. We talked to SafeLight. I've been playing phone tag with the Channel 12 and Hutch JUCO station right there. We walked across and talked to the quick shops. Be talking to those ladies to have that situation dialed in tomorrow. So Vendor Row will be over there on the east side of 17th, off of 17th and Plum, coming through there. So it'll still be easy for you to park on the east side of the track or whatever, or from that part. But excited for to have those trailers here.
Yeah, 100%.
And there's good and bads with that too. But if we're going to stay in this positive thing, let's say there might be somebody that can't make it to the race. Well, they can still come and buy them a Brady Bacon T-shirt or a United All Sprint Series shirt, and then they can get it on Friday, and then they can wear it on Saturday to the racetrack.
Yep. Exactly. So, speaking of that, coming up on on the Salt City page under the what's it called? Shop. What's it called? Shop.
Oh yeah, here.
Pull it up real quick.
Let's fire it up here.
Okay, under shop merchandise. Click that on there because right now we got the hats and the T-shirts, which we're selling a lot of those off there for you. We will have hoodies up there hopefully tomorrow.
Yep.
Did I tell you it's 101 in Dodge?
Yeah, but you probably got a hoodie on right now, don't you, Kyler?
we need to get some bandanas or something going too. Some of those wet cloths we can put around our neck. Let's get some of them on there.
So they're coming. I'm promising they're coming. Lisa's got them on order and stuff too. So anybody talking about things they'd like to see over there, let us know. We can get it added onto the site. We're growing this a little bit at a time and everything else too from that part. So Lincoln Moore start 33 cars 3 wide. How about that? Darren McKinn, good evening from that part. So check out our shop there. Log online. We can ship it to you. You can come by the dealership, pick it up, whatever it might be from that part.
And we also got some new T-shirt sizes in. We got some youth sizes and stuff too. So we're going to try to get those on there tomorrow as well.
Exactly. So, Nick, agenda. What else is on our agenda here tonight? Kyler, and you got any racing this weekend out at Dodge?
Not this weekend, but we start with URSS Speed Week tomorrow at Waukene Speedway. And then we go to Hayes at RPM for the Week Shocker on Friday and Saturday. And then we'll cap off Speed Week over at Smokey's Place in La Crosse at the Rush County Bull Ring on Sunday. And it's going to be an earlier show. I think they're going to start at like 6 o'clock so we can get drivers home in time for work on Monday. But right now we've talked about 25 to 30 teams. I think we're going to be around the 25 mark pretty steady. So that'll be awesome for us. And just to be part of the Wheat Shocker again is an awesome deal. Back in the day, they used to give away a Traeger grill for the Wheat Shocker weekend. And we couldn't find a sponsor, the normal sponsor that did that. They've kind of went other directions. So Steven Richardson stepped up because he's won 2 of these grills, and he thought it'd be pretty cool if Richardson Trucking donated a grill. So when he gave me the money, I called him and I worked out a deal with a sponsor here in Dodge, and I was able to buy 2 Traeger grills. So we're going to give a grill away at the Wheat Shocker for the sprint cars that passes the most cars. And then we're going to give a Speed Week champion a Traeger grill as well. And then Steve Cranston called me today and he said, hey, what can we do to build this even bigger? He said, I'd like to donate $500 to the Speed Week champion. And I said, I'll tell you what, I'll match your $500. So now we've got $1,000 points fund to the winner. People are wanting these races, these staples, and we're going to make Salt City one of them staples too.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So, okay, so that's this weekend, right? And where are you going again one more time since some people just tuning in?
Thursday at Waukene Speedway, Friday and Saturday at RPM Speedway at Hayes, and then Sunday night we'll cap off Speed Week at La Crosse for the Rush County Bull Ring.
That's the championship night. Is that what you're calling that?
On the bull ring. If you ain't ever seen a race, if you haven't ever seen a race on that bull ring, it's fun to watch.
Is that a quarter mile? What is it?
Yeah, it's quarter mile. And I'll tell you, when I put on the show there with the World Racing Group for the ASCS show, we went green to checkered in the ASCS 360 show. And it was, I'm telling you, they were in lap traffic by lap number 1.
Wow.
And it just unreal.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So exciting stuff coming up this weekend. Okay, if I can get it, Ross, Waukene, Hayes, La Crosse.
Yep.
And of course, Salina Speedway racing Friday night. So if you can't get all the way up with out in Western Kansas, you go to Salina on Friday and have some great racing there too. So Chuck Fairchild's doing a great job with that track. So Chuck, thanks for keeping that track open. That's what it's all about, is keeping tracks open and keeping places for people to race. Right, Kyler?
That's right. That's right. We it takes an army, not just with our team, but all the promoters, everybody. We all need to get on the same page and build the sport that we love.
That's right. I don't care what sanctioned body you're in or whatever. It's a way to build the sport. We got to build everybody's sport and everything else from that part too. We got to get out there and keep these racetracks alive. We got to keep filling these stands and everything else to keep things alive. So
100%.
All right, Jim, you got any cool stats for us tonight? Or are you kind of saving that up later?
I'm going back to 1956 again.
Okay.
We had races sponsored or sanctioned by, at the fairgrounds, NASCAR, IMCA, and USAC.
Really?
All in the same year.
56 was a magical year over there.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys. What year did Jack Merrick promote? What years did he promote the Hutch Fairground while he was promoting Dot City?
Jim's thinking.
I can't tell you for sure. He was on the fair board also, and he promoted a lot of races out in western Kansas. That's the reason the Nationals had such a mishmash of rules. It was to allow all those tracks out in western Kansas to bring their guys into the Hutch Nationals. They didn't really operate under one set of rules until NCRA started sanctioning them in the mid 70s, I think 75. And but I don't know what years Merrick ran McCarthy out there.
What
Roger,
year did
Roger
McCarthy's,
Burnett out there? He would know.
Yeah.
What year did McCarthy Speedway close?
Oh shoot, I'm not sure. It was closed in late 90s probably, or mid 90s.
Mid 90s, I think.
Yeah, but I have a picture of him in his convertible. I think it was a Caddy convertible, and he looked like Boss Hogg sitting in that thing. And it had Merrick Auto Racing on the side of it. And if Gwen will let me, I'm going to try to find one of them so we can recreate that. It would be pretty cool.
You gonna wear white tux?
Maybe big old cowboy hat, but
Yeah.
But there's been so many great promoters at the state fairground, and to even go back and see like Evel Knievel jumped at the state fairground. I mean, there's just awesome things, and it's so cool to be part of the history that we're going to bring to it. And we've already brought history to it.
Kyle, you're exactly right. There's so many exciting things about that racetrack and everything else too that we're going to do. Can't wait. I just so pumped that the fair board asked for dates today. And I plan to ask them all, are you all thinking good about the track? And we got a lot of nods of heads nodding yes. So that was another good thing too. But to ask for dates for 2025 and what we can go do now, and now we can start planning some stuff and start working with other sanctioning bodies that we've already been talking to from that part to know that, hey, we can get some dates. So we got to get this Silver Crown race under our belt and show what kind of crowds we can put there. So everybody, I'm telling you, go get your friends, get your family, get everybody, put them in the stands and fill this up. And let's give the fair board one more nudge of proving what we're doing, where we're headed, and everything else too from that part. So anyway, Ricky Bonham, any updates on an open mod show this year? Yes, there's going to be one. When, we don't know yet, but we're working on that. And what the rules are going to be, what we're going to do or whatever. I'm thinking we just have what do you think, Nick, 2,500 pound rule and go. Okay. Bring what you want. I don't care. Just got to weigh 2,500 pounds at the end of the race. How about that? Hey, that's the other thing we haven't talked about.
Oh yeah.
Had a little discussion. Or I shouldn't say discussion. Had a little issues with some weight on the last race. So everybody, just so you know, the scales are spot on. Salina scale came out and checked them. Nick, you were there. Yep. Spot on.
Yesterday morning, they came out. They did all their tests and put all their weights on it and the different corners and moved them around. And they certified them. They didn't even have to adjust them. They certified them right then and there. So, they are spot on the money.
Spot. So racers, just so you know, if you need to make sure your car is correct or whatever, if the scales are spot on from that part. So I feel good about that because I was worried maybe if we were 5 pounds off or whatever situation, but they are dialed in perfect. So Kyler, we did a good job.
with the scales are always a touchy subject, but it comes down to it. Wherever you go to a racetrack, if you're a racer and you weigh your car and you think there's any discrepancies, make sure you weigh at a racetrack scale, because that's the official scales anyway. But to come back and show that these things are spot on the money, that's just great.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I was a little nervous when Nick said he was going to bring us a line of scale in and check it. I said, okay, let's go. But when it got all said and done, I'm glad it's spot on.
Just wanted to find out.
And I agree, we needed to from that issue, so everybody knows if you want to weigh your car and know that it's right, it's there. And I'm with you, Kyler, too, because every track we go to, Jake's car weighs a little different at every track. It's kind of crazy.
Did you weigh a bottle of water to see what a bottle of water weighs?
No, we
thought about that.
We did not.
Thought about that. But yeah, so anyway, it's the scales they're dialed in, they're ready. Always been ready. So I'm just glad we checked them and know that they're right and everything else too. So Nick, what else is on the agenda? What do we got left?
Well, not a lot. I will mention that Charlie Griffin and his team that does the concessions at the races, they also operate a pretty sweet beer garden about 200 yards behind the grandstand. And immediately following the checkered flag on both Friday the 19th and Saturday the 20th, they are going to open the beer garden to the public. So they'll probably have some music and some cold drinks and maybe even some stuff to eat. So make sure you go over there and check that out and support them. And then also the option across the street over there at the Rusty Needle, where we'll have some of the USAC souvenir trailers set up over there. So make sure you go over there and check them out and give them a try as well.
So anyway, I'm going to tell you that the Griffin Group has been spectacular to work with, I should say.
Oh, yeah.
They have stepped up to help us on different occasions, what we need over there. They're always open. We met with them after the board meeting today. And again, nothing but positivity coming out of Charlie and his gang over there from that part. So just excited. I told him too, Charlie, it's the last race we were over there. And of course, we're all running 200 mile an hour, and all of a sudden here, Nick's golf cart pulled up and Lisa Hamilton's on there. She's got a handful of hamburgers in her hand, and she throws one at me. Of course, I snarf it down in about 3.2 seconds. I go over to the grandstand, over to the stage where she was at, and she says, "That's the best cheeseburger I've had at any racetrack." So to impress Lisa on her hamburger, it's got to be pretty good, right?
It's got to be pretty good. Yeah, they do a good job. They do a good job.
How about karaoke? Do you think we could sponsor some karaoke at the beer garden?
I bet we could get some. I bet we could get some karaoke as long as you get up there and sing it with Phil.
I'm thinking all three of us need to get up there and sing a song.
No. You can get up there and sing all you want, Kyler. I heard you sing the national anthem on the other night too, and I told you to stop.
Well, I'll pick us a song out. I'll get this going. We'll figure it out.
Okay. So anyway, speaking of songs and stuff, Johnny Whitmore will be there to do the prayer for us this weekend, next weekend.
Next weekend, yep.
And of course, Robert Calhoun will be back singing the national anthem. So thank you too for doing that for us. Really appreciate that from that part too. So what are we leaving out? Anything, gentlemen? I'm excited. Jim, you still excited?
Absolutely. And I get the benefit of hearing from the fans, because when we're on that side, I hear all kinds of compliments you guys don't necessarily get to hear. It's wonderful.
It's just fun when you get up there, just a little bit that I get that mic there before the show and stuff, and thank the crowd for being there, and the roar they put out. That's worth all the effort right there, just to know the crowd's behind it and everything else too. So any other things in the chat line we left over this?
Is there a chance we can get a golf cart to take pit crews to the grandstands for heat races, long walk around the north end of the track? Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it is kind of a jaunt.
Maybe we're working on a couple other ideas for this to try to figure some other things out, and we got some plans for 2025 now that we think we can work with too. That is a good idea. I'm trying to think what else we could get to be a people hauler to haul people around there, but it can't get something too big because then it's going to bottleneck everything too.
What about that train? What about the state fair train? Can they put some tracks back there? We could use that train.
Well, I think they've got a tram. I think they got a tram.
Sky lift too.
Yeah.
There we go.
So yeah, Richard, I feel your pain there. I promise you I do. There's a few things that we don't like either that we had to deal with this first year, but we're going to work on some stuff to make things even better for as we move forward. Short bus. Kyler, you got a short bus out there?
Kyler, bring the bus.
I literally just bought another school bus this week, and
Oh,
it's
no.
a short bus.
No, no, no.
So we will have 2 buses, so we can officially have a race. I'm still
Okay.
looking for another driver.
You got one right here, buddy. I'll go.
Okay,
I'll go.
right on.
Phil gets the short bus.
That's fine. I'll take the short bus.
It's got air conditioning.
Okay, yeah, I was about to ask, does this one have air conditioning?
It has air conditioning.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the short bus. I'll take it. It's no sweat, brother. Can I have it tune it up before we get over there, though?
Yep, take it to the dyno.
I don't even need a dyno, buddy. I don't even need that either.
Craig says if we all 3 sing, he will donate $50 to the Steve King Foundation. Well, Craig, let me tell you, it's going to take a little more than $50.
Yeah, a little more than $50 to get me up there singing. I can promise you that. Too.
Hey, what a good organization to donate to, the Steve King
Yeah, it
Foundation.
is.
I
Great
agree.
organization.
Great organization. I agree with that too. But it's going to take a little more than 50 to get me to sing.
Stick another 0 in there, Craig. Come on, get your wallet out.
Yeah. So anyway, let's do a little recap and let's get out of here because we got a lot of things to do and stuff like that too. Everybody, thanks for the effort. But the big news is the Fair Board meeting today. They asked for dates for 2025. Didn't want to get the calendar filled up. It's too full. So that's a good sign. It's great. We still got a lot of details and things to work out. This also gets us a way we can start talking. Again, we've been talking to other sanctioned bodies, but we couldn't promise anything or lock anything in. But at least now we can kind of start talking to them a little bit. So home run today from that part. So everybody, let's get pumped. Let's get excited for 19th and 20th. It's going to be a blast. Be there both days. Get your friends, get your family, get everybody in those stands. Let's pack it full. Let's give that last little nudge to that Fair Board. This is the right thing to do to keep this racetrack alive and breathing in the city of Hutchinson. And let's go make some more history, right, gentlemen?
Let's do it.
Jim, you ready to make some more history?
You bet.
Jim, thanks for everything you're doing to help us. I can't thank Jim Petty for doing everything for the lap counters, all that stuff, coming to each race, hanging out down there by the checkered flag stand and everything else, Jim. So thank you immensely for everything you're doing. We couldn't
Throw a little more history at you here before we leave.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman by the name of George Behringer. Unfortunately, he was killed in an IndyCar race in 1946, but he raced at the fairgrounds a lot in the 30s, and he's got 7 Indy 500 starts to his name. And he still holds records at the Bonneville Salt Flats that have not been busted.
Wow. Wow.
He did a lot of things. He was from Wichita Falls, Texas.
Wichita Falls, Texas. Anyway, Jim, thanks for the history. Thanks for doing that for us. And again, thanks for taking care of the laps. Again, if you want to get in on a lap, is there any single laps still free for 300?
Very few.
Very few.
But we can help you out.
Yeah. So, or if you want to double up on another lap, it's $100. So let's get everything filled up, ready to go for the big race, the 19th and 20th. Everybody, don't miss it. It's going to be fun. And what's the last comment come in?
Let me run
Ryan, I'm still working on that, buddy. Hang tight. I'm been a little busy this afternoon at the Fair Board and everything else too, Ryan. So give me a little bit. Ryan crashed out his normal stock car. Want to know if he can run his Camaro, and I haven't figured out what we got to do there or whatever from that part. So we'll figure it. Ryan, I want you to race. I want everybody that could possibly race and that sort of thing too. So we'll get in touch with you, Ryan, and let you know what we come up with from that part too. So everybody, congratulations on a home run win today at the Fair Board meeting. Get your fans, get your people, get your friends, get your neighbors, get everybody you possibly can, and get them in that Fair Boards. I mean, get them in the stands for this Fair Board to know that this is the right thing to do. And I do think they know it's the right thing to keep this track open, don't you, Nick?
Yeah,
the response we got today and stuff too. So
I think they do.
Excited for that. Vendor Row is going to be on the east side of 7 on Plum over by the Rusty Needle. There's a KWCH where we're going to work on that one, and then the Safe Light's going to get a hold of this quick shop. We'll have them all lined up over there, ready to go and help sell get your T-shirts and things you might have and memorabilia for coming back to race here from that part too.
Oh yeah, Casey Joe brings up a good point. Our contest, it ends next Wednesday, right before the show.
We'll announce it on the show.
Yep, our main page. There's a post on our main page. Driver's supposed to picture your car and get all your friends to go like it.
Each class
with car driver with the most likes gets 4 tickets, 4 hats, 4 T-shirts to the night of your choice next weekend.
Make sure you're listening to all the Hutch stations and keep picking up your free tickets that you can pick up there on all the Ad Asper stations and the Eagle stations. And not sure how they're actually giving them away or whatever, but they're giving away a bunch of tickets for free.
Yep.
Okay. So make sure you turn to those radio stations and grab those tickets from that part too. So everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And guys, let's go have some fun. Let's get ready to go for next weekend. Everybody, thanks for being here. Thanks for all the push to keep this racetrack alive. And please, let's fill these grandstands both nights, next Friday and Saturday. Everybody have a great evening. We'll talk to you next Wednesday, 6 o'clock, and we'll be live from the racetrack in Hutch.
That's right. See ya.